What's going on, everybody? Today we're back with another Diablo Immortal video and talking about future content. So today for me is September 14th, which is about when we should have gotten a 2-week update for our mini update, major update, whatever it was that Blizzard said they would stick to. However, they did not. And so I figured it'd be fun to go ahead and go through the patch notes again and talk about, for one, the event that just came out today, and then also what we can expect later on in the next week, because we are getting closer to the so-called major update, and we're getting very close to the new, supposedly pretty cool event that's coming out later in September. So first things first, we have all of the different things that they mentioned in this patch, which we've already experienced. Obviously, the new Reliquary boss, Hungry Moon. This is the event that came out today, the Scorched Sea limited time event. I'll pop over in game real quick here, and you can see it's literally just a reskin of the Hungering Moon. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Having these events constantly run is a good thing. The only problem is I think it's a little too far apart. For example, this was a 2-week long event for us to get one legendary crest, which is okay, I guess. You basically won't notice that at all. So, I mean, that is something to know. I mean, you're going to get a bunch of dust and scrap, which, you know, to be fair, is decent for these newer players or people who have not grinded a bunch like myself that still need their upgrades. But even then, it's like you get 15 scrap, 1 dust. And in total, let's say you complete your entire daily task, 45 scrap, 3 dust. I don't see why this can't be a daily thing. Like, I don't know why we can't get a legendary crest every day or every 2 days and have an event like this running all the time. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Now, we also have the Scorched Sea. On top of the Scorched Sea, rather, we have the Mist of Sirengar coming out soon. This is going to come out in a week from today, and this is something that a lot of people have already released some information about. It looks like there's going to be a sort of endless wave type game mode. You're going to get bonus XP for people who are under that server Paragon, which is huge for people who are starting the game now. If you're starting the game now and you jump into this event, who knows what we can do. I will probably release a video because I said I was going to play on my free-to-play character, but with all the recent drama and then with us swapping over to Immortals, I just have not had time to actually dive into a free-to-play character, unfortunately. So this will be a good time for me to jump on that and see how many Paragon levels I can get. So I'll release a video on that for you all when this event comes out. It'll be exciting to see because that character, I believe, is still Paragon roughly like 19. So if we go ahead and jump in, we're going to get some insane experience boost. Hopefully, I think it's going to be about double. I don't remember if it said exactly double, but it's going to be a lot of XP, hopefully. So this is going to come out in a week. I'm not sure if it's going to be some sort of weekly. I've heard it's going to be a warband thing, which is really, really, really unfortunate because if you need a warband, it's going to be so difficult to get a party together. And I think it's going to be a weekly thing, but from what I've heard. So again, not super excited in terms of the restrictions on the game mode, but I am excited for the game mode itself, so that is something to look forward to. Now we go and talk about the teased major update. This is something that I think a lot of people have a lot of pressure on because not only have they not really released a major update besides the class change, which wasn't even for everyone. You know, if you're a casual player, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want to play the other classes, the update was literally nothing for you, so that's a little unfortunate. So this is really the first update that it's going to appeal to everyone, hopefully. And they canceled the last update, which is supposed to be today or yesterday, because of this. So there's a lot of pressure on them to get this right. Unfortunately, they kind of did that to themselves because if they had just, hey, we're going to release a mini update today or yesterday, it would have been still important for them to get the major update correct. But at least it wouldn't have been like a huge end-all be-all make or break type thing, which I think a lot of people for this major update, it is going to be that way. Now, what do I think they're going to add? Well, I think with this major update, there's been a lot of teasers around Reddit. For those of you that kind of watch our videos or peruse Reddit, there's been a few things. First off, they said that they are going to be doing server transfers soon. So this is very well a time that they could add server transfers. I think if they're going to add a major update to get some hype into the game, adding server transfers at this time would be a good thing to do because obviously if you have a major update and it requires people and you don't have people on your server, well, you can't really participate in the content as well as someone who could have participation in their server. So Really hope that they do server transfers soon, especially because it'd be fun for a lot of you viewers out there to join us on our server if you want to. I know that's one of the main reasons why we decided to play this game in the first place, is because we got to play with all of you. For those of you that came from gacha games, you don't really play with your viewers, or you don't play with other people in general. You just kind of see them every once in a while. In this game, you actually see them in the game and you can hang out with them and all that, so that's super cool. Hopefully they add server transfers coming up in the next couple of weeks. Do I think they'll add it? I actually think they will, based on what they've said on Reddit and as well as what they kind of alluded to so far. The second thing that they've kind of mentioned, at least when I say kind of mention, I mean Pez Radar mentioning in Reddit, because he has those one-off statements. That's all the news we ever get. So he also mentioned that new zones would be coming soon. I think that this is a very likely thing to happen in a major update. The only problem I see with this is I hope it's not just a new zone. If it's in just a new zone, it really doesn't change anything. In that case, I'd rather just want more quality of life changes, me personally, rather than a new zone. However, with the new zone, it could be coming, you know, new farm spots, new XP spots, new legendary item farm spots, which could be interesting. I haven't even gone over all of them in the game currently, and there's still quite a few good ones out there. And with the new zone, hopefully there's going to be some even better ones. If you look at the newest zone added, Realm of Damnation, it has the best farming locations in the game. So I think that adding a new zone with even better drop rates and things like that could potentially be a good thing in general, because a lot of people have the problems with the drop rate. However, the only problem I see with this is that if it's just one zone with a couple good farming locations, you could have some really dramatic server issues where a lot of people are fighting over the spots, and it could just be a problem. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I wouldn't be opposed to a new zone with new areas to farm. But I hope rather that it's not the only thing. With this major update, I hope they add perhaps new dungeons, new set items would be pretty cool, and then potentially some sort of fractured plane mode that's permanent that actually is worth doing. A lot of people said, well, it's worth doing once a week. Unfortunately, the hilts that you get from the event and completing the event don't reset every week. It's a one-time thing according to the whole event that was actually taking place at the fractured plane. So I really wish that they make this some sort of daily or weekly reset. Again, if it's a daily reset, I see no reason why it shouldn't be in the game. For example, let's say you go ahead and have some sort of randomized skill as it happening right now, and then you add a little bit of it. Let's say you do 2 or 3 legendaries. Well, people could choose to do it, right? They don't have to do it. And so I feel like a lot of people, including myself, that enjoy that game mode, that would be a nice way to do your daily grind in this game. What I really hope more than anything in this major update is some sort of way to progress your character. And I feel like a lot of us are feeling this way. One of the biggest appeals for mobile games in general is that you log on every day and you feel like you're progressing your character. If you skip a day, there's that fear of missing out. Hey, I feel like I missed out on a progression. In this game, if you skip a day, 2 days, 3 days, you actually feel better oftentimes, because you get the experience boost, and then you come back and you're like, hey, I took a break and I'm getting boosted because I took a break. It doesn't make much sense in terms of the mobile gaming mindset. However, not to say that that's a bad system, it's that when you do log on and you play every day, you don't really feel like you're getting anywhere, right? You're locked on XP, really. You're kind of soft capped there. And then you're also not able to progress your legendary items or your legendary gems, because Resonance is hard capped into spending pretty much. So if there was some way to either farm Resonance or farm legendary gems or gem fragments or something like that, that would be a really amazing thing to do. And again, it's not like it's game breaking. Like if you compare it to the mobile games out there that are still top of the ladder right now, like let's say Raid Shadow Legends is a good example because a lot of you came from that game. If you're talking about comparing free-to-play to whales do get an advantage, 100%, and they're going to skyrocket way past you. However, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, you're able to compete in terms of the PvE content. In PvP, you'll never be able to compete, but you're able to build the teams. You're able to actually have some sort of viability in the end game. And while maybe it is too soon or something like that, but I don't necessarily think so. I think that Diablo Immortal could easily add something where, hey, if you log on and you do your dailies, you're going to get, I don't know, 5 resonance or 10 gem fragments or something like that. If you do that every single day, I think that would go a huge way for a lot of people to daily play and daily log in. I know for me, that is one thing. Besides, you know, myself and being a content creator and someone who actually really wishes to make sure that he is, you know, kind of top of XP and making sure that you're getting all the legendary items and experience in the game, I think that's important, so I go ahead and get my daily levels every day, make sure I'm always above the server Paragon level. But for many people out there, they don't care about that. They just want to feel like they're progressing their character. And to be honest, if I'm playing every day and getting 2 levels, 3 levels a day, it doesn't really feel like I'm progressing my character. It just kind of feels like, oh, I'm logging in because I have to. And I don't feel like I'm far ahead of anyone else just because I've been logging in every day. So it would go a really, really long way, I think, to really keep those returning players and then keep people playing the game every day. I know I would be much more excited to actually target certain things in the game to do in order for me to get that resonance, a little bit of resonance or extra gem fragments, something like that. So hopefully that is in the major update, some sort of progression path for us to improve our characters. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Again, I decided to make this video just because this is the time in which we would have had an update previously. I know this video will probably come out a couple days later after the fact, but it is a little unfortunate that we don't have an update because I think that is something that is huge for mobile games in general, just getting that constant update feed. And unfortunately, this event is literally just a reskin of the Hungering Moon in terms of rewards. So, meh. So hopefully the Mist of Sirengar is a little bit better. Unfortunately, it is warband locked. I really hope they change that. One other thing before I go, I did want to just address this because this is something that I made a video on a couple of days ago. I was looking for the bug fixes September 13th. Looks like they did not fix their bug. They said this evening, that day, so they don't have the fixed bug on the cheating. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, they should have fixed it, but I'm not going to hold out hope. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you for the next video.